Thanks so much for ordering this week, and thanks for letting us bring something special into your home. And a special shout out to all of the amazing moms out there. I really hope that you're not the one watching this video and finishing this dinner, and that someone else is doing it for you. So why don't we go ahead and get started? One of my favorite dishes of all time, duck confit. Take it out of the package. You want to preheat your pan to medium-high heat. Get your oven going to 450 degrees. And I'm going to do the appetizer and main course together, as I typically do, so that you don't have to watch me forever. And but I really recommend that you do the appetizer first, and then you sit down, enjoy, and then move to the main course. But again, I don't want to keep you around forever, so why don't we go ahead and do this? So the pan is nice and warm, and we're going to put this in. Got a couple different things going on here, so I'm going to need all 3 shelves. I probably should have changed that up, but we're going to figure it out as we go. Okay, so both the appetizer and the main course are hot, so let's figure out what we need to do next. So the broccoli and the halloumi are going to need to go in the oven for 10 minutes and then 5 minutes after flipping. So salt and pepper and lots of olive oil on the broccoli. You can, instead of wasting some nice stainless steel containers, you should just use the box that it came in. Why do you need to use a stainless steel bowl or something like that? So give it a nice little stir, and we're gonna roll out our broccoli on the plate or on the baking sheet, and that's the halloumi is on as well. And you want to make sure it's got a nice little coating of olive oil to it. I like to put them all sort of flat down. Hey Google, set a timer for 18 minutes.
Okay, 18 minutes, starting now.
There we go. That's for the duck. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes. Love. And after 10 minutes, we're going to give it a flip. And then we've got 12 minutes for our potatoes and our asparagus. Same thing, nice good amount of olive oil. My potatoes came separate today because when we do these meal kit videos, oftentimes they're ready just before I'm ready to leave for the day to come home and record it. So sometimes they package them a little bit differently than they package them for you. All right, and they probably gave me more potatoes than we need, but no harm in that. Good for leftovers. I'm going to put them all down here, spread them out. Let me move them over here so you can see them on the parchment paper. Now, before recording these meal kit videos, I never really understood parchment paper, but now I use it all the time because you know what it does? It helps you from scrubbing the heck out of the your baking sheet. And especially if you're baking it with cookies and things, then you don't want all that little potato stuff on there. Give this guy a little stir. The asparagus, salt and pepper. Can't believe it's asparagus season already. I'm just loving it. Hopefully, we're gonna, by the time we get to Mother's Day, gonna have our Rideau Pines asparagus, which is my favorite of all time, from Rideau Pines in Manotick. I have to spread this out a little bit. The chef just sent me home with more than we know what to do with. Now, hopefully we don't cover up too much so they can all get a nice little roasting on. And with these boxes, you can just compost them away. So we want to time this with the duck. So I might wait a couple minutes before putting it in because we need to broil. Put this on the bottom rack of your oven, and so that the duck that is near the top, don't put it too close to the top because then it'll splatter on the top burner and then it'll smoke, and there's no fun in that. Anyway, so put this one on the bottom. If you're doing it like me with the appetizer and the main course together, which you shouldn't, then put the broccoli and halloumi in the middle. So while I'm waiting for the duck to go and this to catch up, why don't we talk about the wine? So recently, we've had someone who's worked with us for now 16 years, Jordan Sabarin, take over the wine program at Becta and Play, and soon to be Gazelli. And so it's really fun to have him choose the wines for this, and I really like it. So I'd never had this one before. This is a cava from Pago de Terras. Medusa is the name of the wine. It's the Brut Nature. So it means they're not adding any extra dosage to it. It's going to be on the drier side, but still creamy. When I first opened this up today, both my wife and I, we had a little drink on the patio before we came in here. We were shocked at the amount of bubbles that were coming out. It was just incredible. So I like putting my bubbly in a wine glass rather than in a champagne flute because you can get your nose in there better and really enjoy the bouquet. Mm. I am a big fan of this. Okay, I think we've got to be close. So I'm going to put this in, and it's going to be for 12 minutes. Hey Google, set another timer for 12 minutes. Come on, you can do it.
Third timer for 12 minutes, and we're starting now.
Hey Google, how much time is left on the first timer?
13 minutes and 42 seconds remaining.
There we go. So I can plate the dessert. I might do that and get it out of the way, but then we're gonna get ready on the other stuff and maybe take a little break in between because you don't need to see me standing here. So why don't I go ahead and plate the dessert? You want to keep the creme anglaise in the fridge. Usually we only have one dessert amongst our family, but my son has been working super hard as a construction landscaper, and so he's going to want one of these desserts just to himself, and then I and my wife will maybe just share one. So we've got the creme anglaise. I like putting it right at the base, and I like using a bowl, but you can use a plate, you can drizzle it around, you can do whatever you like. But for me, my money is just on the base. You might get a larger ramekin as one, but again, the packing is a little different for me when we're doing these meal kit videos. I think today is the 27th of April because we want to give some of you have been on top of this and have ordered right away. We're going to put this aside because my son just loves that stuff. Some of you have ordered right away and some of you haven't yet to order, so we're going to we want to sell you on it, and so that's why we do these meal kit videos in advance so we can see a beautiful picture of this stuff. So we have a cinnamon crumble, and that's going on top. Sprinkle it all around. It's a pretty good looking dessert. Probably more crumble than we need, but hey, who is complaining? Lovely. Oh yeah, and then I need to talk to you about the red wine. One of my favorites. So I first discovered this winery, Domaine de Semel de Vent, about a year or two ago, and they make some of the most outstanding wines from the Côte d'Rône out there. I've had their Chateauneuf de Pape on the list. I've had their Vaccaras or Vaccara on the list, their white Vaccara, and they just make incredible wine. Anyway, they came out with this one recently, or at least we've been introduced to it recently. First of all, the labels are just so beautiful. This is Vin de Pays de Vaucluse. Vin de Pays because they lie outside of the typical appellations within the Rhone. Let's see what Jordan says about this. Located in the communes of Lubingan and Baume de Venise, Vin de Pays de Vaucluse is a blend of old Grenache and Syrah grape varieties with small amounts of Carignan, Counoise, and Claret scattered randomly in the vineyards. It's amazing. I am such a huge fan. Higher in alcohol, but still fresh with acidity, no oak to it. This is everything I want in a wine. It's refreshing, it's meaty, it's earthy, it's got some nice plum spice there. It's great. And with the duck, you want something with some fresh acidity and something a little fuller bodied to be able to go with it. So I know it's going to be amazing. Okay, here we go. The dessert: pecan tart, cinnamon crumble, chai creme anglaise. All right, put that guy aside. Got all this here. I'm going to say cut, and then we're going to come back in a couple minutes when I'm pulling the duck out. And we are back. So glad that we got rid of that so you didn't have to see me farting around in the kitchen. Okay, our timer's about to go off for our appetizer. So we can go ahead and plate the muamara, which is this beautiful Persian red pepper spread. Put it on the plate and spread it all around until you get to the outside. It's just glorious. Again, they probably sent me more than we need, but they always like to treat me well, I think. A little extra for the boss. All right. And they know we're feeding 3 instead of 2. So, timer's about to go off. I think we're probably good. Hey, Google, off. So we need 2 things here. The first thing we're going to do is for the duck, we're going to do this molasses glaze. Molasses and jalapeno glaze. Hey, Google, off. And we're going to broil. You don't want the duck too close to the top, because then it will smoke and burn, and there's no fun in that. But get a nice little brushing of the molasses jalapeno glaze. We're going to put that back in, second from the top, and the potatoes and asparagus will keep roasting at the bottom. All right. So now that you've got the muamara down, let's put the broccoli. And yeah, this is just a lovely Persian dish. All kinds of great things like the pickled pomegranate and the sitar. Probably better with my hands on the broccoli. You can make a little nest for the lumi if you like. And we're going to just split this up into 3 anyway. And let's see which side looks better. There we go. And the pickled pomegranate. Spread it around. Gives it a really nice acid punch. Hey Google, off. That means our veg is basically ready for the main course, and as soon as I show you this, I'm going to take it out and start to plate. And za'atar is one of the few things that I like spreading around the rim. It has a gorgeous color and texture. You want it on the halloumi itself, but also around the rim. It's like little dust clouds from joy. And that is our seared halloumi, the muamara, the broccoli, pickled pomegranate, and the za'atar. All right, let's get ready for this. So, we need a little trivet. Duck is looking amazing, bubbling along really nicely. So there's one optionality in this, if you want, which is that you can run the potatoes through the duck fat in the pan if you want it extra rich. Okay. I might try it and see. There's a little bit of the molasses glaze there, but that's not such a bad thing on those potatoes. Let's see how our duck is doing. Oh, it's got this lovely crispy thing going on. So you want to hit it immediately with some salt and pepper because it's sticky at this point. Okay, and then we need our spatula again. Let me make sure I'm doing this properly. So if you've done it well, you can put it on top of your asparagus. And now you got your pan with the beautiful duck fat and maybe a little bit of the molasses glaze. You can run the potatoes through there just to give it a little bit of extra richness. And we're putting those on the side. There's a lot of potatoes here. We don't need all of these, but I know my son is going to be digging them after such a hard day at work. And I should really say our son. Certainly not my son, not only my son. Okay, and the asparagus is so pretty. So I might try to move the duck over to that side so we can see some of the asparagus. And that's where, oh, they're even popping. So nice. Because then we've got the pickled red onion, which is going to go down on top of the asparagus. Adds a nice little acid hit to the dish. And then the chermoula, which is this beautiful bright green, gorgeous sauce that is great for the asparagus, for the duck, for the potatoes. Just sort of dip it in, and it's just really good. Good. Always clean up your plates. That's looking good. But bam, that is my winner right there. Duck confit with a molasses jalapeno glaze, the chermoula, the roasted asparagus, fingerling of potatoes that have been dredged through the duck fat. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for ordering this week. Thanks for letting us be a part of this at home. Thanks to all the regulars who, when we send a newsletter, you just immediately jump on it and order it. We love you. And happy Mother's Day. For all the moms out there, thank you for all that you do for your kids, for our community, and for the world. Cheers to you.